The Brave Cowboy and the Outlaw's Defeat. In a dusty little town called Sagebrush City, there lived a small but brave cowboy named Billy. Though Billy was just a kid, he had a heart as big as the Wild West and a courage that shined brighter than the desert sun. With his trusty hat, shiny boots, and a lasso his father had taught him to use, Billy was known by everyone in town as a little hero. One peaceful morning, Billy was helping his mother feed the chickens when the ground began to shake. Horses neighed nervously, and the townspeople stopped in their tracks. A cloud of dust appeared on the horizon, and within moments, the notorious outlaw Red Jack rode into town with his gang of troublemakers. Red Jack was feared across the land. He was tall, lean, and wore a red bandana over his face that made him look like a villain from a storybook. He and his gang charged through the town, knocking over barrels, stealing goods, and causing chaos everywhere they went. "Listen up, Sagebrush City!" Red Jack shouted, his voice booming. "This town belongs to me now, and anyone who tries to stop me will regret it." The townspeople were terrified. They ran to hide in their homes, locking doors and closing windows. But Billy wasn't afraid. He stood tall, gripping his lasso tightly, and made a decision: he would stop Red Jack and save Sagebrush City. Billy's best friend was a loyal horse named Thunder. With a quick whistle, Thunder galloped to Billy's side, and together they rode off to face the outlaws. Billy knew he couldn't do it alone, but he had learned from his father that sometimes, even the smallest cowboy could make a big difference. As Red Jack and his gang roared through the streets, Billy galloped in from the side. He expertly swung his lasso and, with one swift motion, looped it around Red Jack's arm, pulling him right off his horse. "Not so fast, Red Jack!" Billy shouted as he tied Red Jack's hands with his lasso. The outlaw struggled, but Billy's knots were strong. Thunder neighed proudly beside him. Red Jack's gang rushed to help their leader, but Billy had a plan. He rode through town, leading them on a wild chase. One by one, Billy used his quick thinking and lassoing skills to tie up each of the outlaws, tripping them up and leaving them tangled in ropes. The townspeople watched from their windows in awe as the little cowboy took down the gang, all by himself. Finally, the sheriff, who had been hiding like everyone else, came out of the jailhouse and couldn't believe his eyes. Red Jack and his entire gang were captured and tied up in the middle of the street, thanks to Billy. "Well, I'll be," the sheriff said, shaking his head in disbelief. "Billy, you've saved Sagebrush City." The townspeople cheered and gathered around Billy, lifting him up onto their shoulders. Even though Billy was just a little cowboy, he had proven that bravery, smarts, and a strong heart could defeat even the toughest outlaw. Red Jack and his gang were locked up in jail, and peace returned to Sagebrush City. From that day on, Billy was known as the bravest cowboy in the West. And every time the wind blew through the dusty streets, people would smile and remember the little cowboy who saved their town with nothing but his trusty lasso and his fearless heart.